Fun stuff last night.
Yeah, that was funny.
The family entertainment.
you like
Oh,
that?
good. Are you guys watching?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, it was fun. Those guys keep it light and fun. That was good.
Dan talked about the stretch that you guys have ahead of you. Said he broke down the NFC picture with you. What's the competitor inside of you see and feel as you look at it all?
Yeah, we're right in the middle of it. Sure. We got some games to win and some tough competition coming up starting this week with Minnesota. But yeah, we're right in that stretch now. You come back from the bye and it's go time. There's no time to really fix things or make up for lost time. We've done that already at this point, and it's time to go.
As a leader, how do you keep guys engaged over the bye and not, kind of just pick up where y'all left off? How do you keep guys?
Yeah, I don't think you really have to on our squad. Our guys are focused, and I thought today was one of our better practices all year, and we got after it.
One thing Dan talked about is something bye week gives you time to self-evaluate a little bit. He talked about third down a little bit. You guys were, I think, almost 50% last year, third in the league. I think you're right around 37% right now.
Yeah.
What's been the biggest issue in your mind with third down?
Just execution, a simple execution. Staying in third and manageable is certainly the goal. And when you get in third and long, it becomes harder. But yeah, you got to convert on some of those. And I think last week was a pretty good example of not being good enough in that area. And I think if we had converted a few more of those, the game's maybe a little bit different. So yeah, just focusing on ways to improve there, and we will.
Flores doing anything different on defense this year? Same?
Yeah, there's some different. There's some of the same. Well coached, fast, fly around. Good, hard-nosed players. Play hard for them. It's a good group.
When they're going to blitz, you're accustomed to that. But when they have some new interior guys that are kind of guys that can knife and penetrate into the backfield, what kind of added challenges does that add to that? Yeah,
that's their whole thing. They want to penetrate. They want to get in the backfield. They want to get typically 5 or 6 guys rushing one-on-ones on everybody. In that case, they run some pick games, they run some stunts, they do a little bit of everything, and they want to disrupt your timing and get in the backfield. And it's up to us up front and to me to get the ball out and do everything right.
Jared, your 2 young guys up front, Christian and Tate, have seemed to come a long way since week 1. In your eyes, where have they grown the most the past 2 months?
Oh, that's a great question. Where have they grown the most? I think they're both just so much more comfortable now than week 1, and I don't think that's an indictment of where they were on week 1. It's just time on task and reps, and I think Christian's more comfortable next to Taylor now, and Tate next to Panay, and just gelling a little bit and getting comfortable with the way that Graham slides 2 or away from them, that whole thing, and their combination blocks. It's been good to see, and they both are in a pretty good rhythm right now.
You kind of just touched on it, but how do you feel their growing comfort under center on Sundays, on game days?
Ask that again.
How do you feel their growing comfort under center? Like, how does that?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I think in between plays, like in the huddle, there's no flinch, there's no deer in headlights, and it's just very focused. What's the next play? Forget about whatever happened on the previous one and move on. And both those guys have played in big games. I mean, Tate certainly, Georgia's played in some really big games, so none of this is too big for either of them.
Jared, you guys have been so good over the years on 3rd and 4th down. Numbers have dipped a little bit this year. Is that, you think, an anomaly, or do you think defenses now are?
I think it's got all to do with us, honestly. I'm sure there's been some defenses that have given us issues, but if we execute properly on some of these downs, it's a different story. I think of the one last week to JMO across the middle. He's open. Like I put it on his face or put it on his chest. He's making that catch, and that's another conversion. There's a handful of those I could think of. But yeah, it's just pure execution, and starts with me.
When you look at so many weapons on this team, you spoke about JMO before, but just how do you see him continue to be a big part of this team going on?
Of course, yeah.
Like, how do you get him a little more involved? Is that something you guys want to emphasize going forward?
Yeah, we would love to, of course. We want to win the game, we want to score points, and I think that's the primary for everybody. But of course, yeah, we'd love to get him involved more and get him the rock in a million different ways. And he's explosive. I know defenses are worried about him at all times, and we need to find ways to continue to keep him involved.
Jared, you guys and the Vikings were neck and neck, going for this fight for the NFC North last year. A little different this year, just in terms of their record. How are they? Or what are the stakes of this game? Do you have to remind anyone that still how good they are?
No, a division game. We want to win our division. We want to win every division game. These guys are in our division. They're a good team. They've been good for a long time. They're extremely well coached. They've got extremely good players. They're going to come in here and give us everything they got. And we got to know that coming in and give them everything we got.
You become increasingly efficient year after year. Numbers are up even a little bit more this year after last year. So when you evaluate maybe yourself during this break, 7 games, where are you pleased with where your game's at, and where are you still chasing improvement?
Yeah, getting the ball out I've been pleased with, trying to avoid sacks and my completion percentage, and just getting the ball into our guys' hands as often as possible and get it out of mine, really, and just continue to improve that. Where can I improve? I think there's some areas of aggressiveness that I can be a little bit more aggressive, and I say that, and then, you know, I'll make a poor decision and say I need to not be so aggressive in certain situations. So yeah, it's a double-edged sword there, but yeah, maybe there's some areas where I can do that, but at the same time, if I'm getting the ball in our guys' hands underneath, regardless, it doesn't really matter. So sorry if that didn't answer your question, but yeah.
With the completion percentage, Jared, I mean, it's on kind of a historic pace. I know you're just chasing wins week after week after week, but when do you ever think about, you know, record-breaking things? Is that something you reflect on after a season ever?
That. Yeah, no, I won't think about that. It's so dang hard, man, every week to try to play well and win games, and yeah, I've been able to keep a pretty good percentage there, but it's just a product of me being kept upright and our guys getting open and me being pretpretty accurate with it. But want to try to continue that and yeah, see where it goes.
How much of the bye week is self-scouting? Like sounds like how much of the bye week is self-scouting? I mean, I know you take some days off and you can relax, but is there self-scouting, or are you looking at opponents?
I think you're thinking critically and being critical of yourself, and more so than maybe during a week when you have to turn over so quickly a day later to the next team. You have 3 or 4 days to kind of think about what you can do better, how you want to approach the last 10 games of the season, how you want to come back in the building, and certainly that was part of my thoughts.
I see BB waiting to talk to us. Just what sort of receptions you guys give him when he
Yeah,
comes back in the building.
I'm glad he's back in here. He looks good. He's ready to go and ready to go play.
What's the mindset going in to face J.G. McCarthy on the field this week?
Yeah, it'll be exciting. You know, we have a great relationship, and I probably got to shoot him a text this week at some point, letting him know. No, I'm super excited. He's a great competitor, great player, and I'm looking forward to it.
You practiced against him, worked with him, won with him. These are the places that you dream of being at when you're in college to make it in the NFL. Will you wrap your head around that as you try to take him down on Sunday?
Yeah, it's always weird, you know, how some of the guys you play with just keep continuing to show up, you know, and now, you know, me and JJ will get our first matchup, if you want to call it that. But no, it's gonna be fun. I'm sure we'll laugh a little bit out there, and yeah, it'll be great.
Having Brian Branch back, what does that do for this defense? Having them come back this week.
It's great. BB, he's got 2 weeks off now, so he's got fresh legs. He's ready to go. You know, a great little bye week in the middle, and I'm excited. I mean, BB is he's one of those guys on our defense who's really the heart and the soul, and the tone setter. You know, so it's can't wait to have him back.
How do you think the pass? It felt like Aleem had some seriously fresh legs in his return on last Monday night. Just how much did you feel his presence next to you on the defensive line in that game?
It's so great. I mean, it was so electric being out there with him and feeling his pressure, and that kind of bleeds over to when you have multiple guys on a defensive line that are getting pressure. It's just it makes your defense so much more dynamic. And he was putting a lot of good stuff on tape, especially for a guy that hadn't played football for however long. I don't know how long it was, but it was 9-10 months, whatever it was. So it's impressive, really.
How does that push the? It felt like Tampa has spent most of that night like double teaming, even triple teaming you, with Aleem proving that he can dominate one-on-ones.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like there might be some payoff for you in that sense, that you might get some more one-on-ones yourself.
I think so. You know, I think because of Tampa's, you know, because of the outcome and because of how we played on defense, I don't think that's the recipe to beat our defense, you know. So I think that's discouraging for people when they watch that tape to kind of emulate that. So I think, yeah, it helps all around the board.
How does the interior pressure, though, I guess push the quarterback into your area, I guess, too? I mean, just like what Aleem does in that sense. I mean, getting the guy to kind of flush out to your area.
Yeah, and it works hand in hand. You know, it's helps everybody get more production, whether it's the defensive tackles or it's the edge players. So it's really a race to who can get there first, or whoever applies that pressure, step up lane, will get that sack.
You guys have been hearing, if you've been listening, whatever, but Lions need another edge rusher to help out Aidan Hutchinson. Need another edge. Are you guys to the point with your pass rush that isn't really top of mind right now, or is it still?
I mean, where do we rank in the sacks right now?
You're up there.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the people want, but all I know is with the guys we got right now, we're producing, and that kind of tells the story in and of itself.
And it feels like Al-Quadin Muhammad has been a big piece of answering that question this season. Just, I don't know, how much has his play elevated this defense, and what has he given the defensive line across from you that's been unique, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, Quan has definitely added like this layer of pass rush that probably not many people thought, was going to be the case this year. And not anything against Quan, but it was going to be me and Marcus, and then Marcus going down. Quan got this unbelievable opportunity, and he's made the most of it, and that's a credit to him and his mindset and how he works and his ability too. I mean, he's really putting so much good stuff on tape, and it's a credit to him. And I'm happy for him, and I hope this serves him well, and I hope he continues to produce so he can, get paid next year and use this to really put a great stamp on his career.
Does he rush in a way that's especially complementary to the way that you rush? Like what's that dynamic been like?
Yeah, we rush pretty different, but so I think it works in that way that it is complementary, and he's even rushing inside a little bit and still cooking inside too. So it's impressive.
Do you guys know where you rank in sacks?
I believe we're third.
Sure.
Maybe if that was before the bye week, maybe we're a little lower because of the game off. But I believe we're third. I'm not sure though.
I think you might be right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Per game, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
There it is.
Have you seen Kelvin grow in the year that he's, so far, I guess, as DC? And I mean, it seemed like he made some adjustments even during week one. You were talking about not wanting to drop as much, I guess, in coverage and stuff. And it seemed like he listened to you guys and was able to process it. And then, so far the scheme seems to be adjustable from week to week based off of what you guys have put on tape. I mean, how has he developed, I guess?
Oh, yeah. He's super adaptable, and I think that's what makes him great, and it's going to continue to push him to be even better, And we still have strides to go as a defense, and we had a good game last week, but this league is all about the next week and the next game, and everybody seems to forget about the past. So, got to do it again, and he's going to continue to evolve, and it's exciting, really.
You did drop out, and didn't you stop a screen pass last game, or at least assist in that?
No, I didn't drop too much last game. I don't think so.
I assume you played against friends before, but J.J. McCarthy is it strange? Like you have to try to hit him hard, I would assume. Is that?
Yeah, I think I texted him when we got drafted, telling him I'll roll off a little bit on the end and not try to, But it's going to be fun. It is fun when you play against. I mean, even last week playing against Ben Bredesen, we played together for a few years, and you're able to share in the moments in between that people don't see. You share, good moments, funny moments, laughing. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm hoping it's going to be a good one.
Could you tell back in 21 when he started stepping in and taking over that job that he was special, that he was different?
Back in 21, he wasn't really. Didn't play too much.
He was woven in.
He was more of the
packages.
just a runner. So, yeah, I don't know. Not in 21, I don't think I knew, but I think after that, I had a good idea of, what he's capable of. And now he's went top 10, I believe, and we'll see. He hasn't played too much, so we'll see.
I mean, the communication isn't just between the line; it's also just between reading what the defense is giving you, making the points and stuff like that. But yeah, overall between us and the line and Jared, I think he's been good.
And I assume that's really hard against Minnesota, or it's a challenge.
Yeah, it is. But I think that we'll be fine by the time the game comes around.
On a personal level, how are you fitting in with the kids in your room?
They're good. They're good kids. Yeah, they're nice. They're nice guys. But I mean, I don't even feel like super old. Maybe I am old. I don't know. But I don't know. I think things have been going well.
There's no generational gap, no cultural blind spots that like you've been really disappointed.
No, I think I'm pretty hip for being like 33. You know, relate to the 22-year-olds nowadays, I guess.
Any movies that they haven't seen that you're really disappointed in, or?
The other day I had to explain to Panay who like Linkin Park was. And like I know that that's like not like a big deal to like him, but I was like, you know who Jay-Z is? Like they did a collaboration with Jay-Z at one point. They were a pretty big deal. And he didn't really understand. He didn't get it. We played, and then that day we played like only Linkin Park songs in the weight room. But yeah, I think that's like the first thing that like comes to mind.
Give me a sense of just how difficult that week was missing that game for you.
It was very difficult just being out there with my guys, you know, my brothers. I wasn't able to help contribute to a win, but I'm glad we got the W.
Where'd you watch the game at?
Honestly, I didn't even watch the game for real. I couldn't.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you think about the support that your teammates gave you? They showed up in jerseys and
I love them. I think they notice where I stand with them as far as like I die out there for them boys, and you know I play as hard as I can to just help us. Just do what I got to do to help them, man. You know I scratch and claw. I'll go to war with them pretty much.
Can you explain why you couldn't watch it? Just what emotions did it stir that you couldn't bring yourself to do it?
Just watching them, I guess, just will make me like just miss being out there, and that's something that's hard that I didn't want to. I would be eager to get out there. So
when you did watch it, what do you have for getting back out there this week in front of a home crowd and just getting back at it?
Sir?
How much more motivation do you have just getting back at it and getting another opportunity to play this weekend home?
Oh, a lot of motivation. I feel like it's another chip on my shoulder that they just added. And I also want to apologize for that. What I did, that's something I don't condone. And it'll never happen again. But that definitely added another chip to my shoulder.
Do you think it merited a suspension?
Sir?
Do you think it merited a suspension?
I dealt with the consequence they gave me. I just moving forward now.
how do you balance that fiery nature that you have on the field with, taming it in a sense as well? Like, do you still continue to play with that? Like, how do you balance that? Did you reflect on that at all, or just went forward?
Yes, sir. I feel like just not playing with too much emotions. I feel like I get caught playing with too much emotions, and that brings me to that. And I still play with the fire, but just in between the whistle and now we're going on the playoff run, so ain't none of that.
How do you hold it back though? Because it's important too to I'm sure the way you play. You know what I mean? Like taking receivers' heads off, flying around the field. And so how do you sort of toe that line better? How do you hold that emotion back?
Honestly, in a way you don't. Just gotta be smarter. Just gotta be smart in certain situations. Coach tells me all the time that they're gonna pick at me during the play, or just trying to get me to get out my shell and to retaliate. But he said, still play with the fire. Just learn how to not retaliate when they do that, and just play between the whistle.
Do you work with a counselor or something like that about that? Is there something people that you talk to try to make sure you?
Yes. I talk to where I take my dog for boarding. His name is Mr. Preacher, and he's helped me a long way. I actually get baptized this Wednesday.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, he'll.
Brian, I'm just curious, maybe the national media doesn't see you like we see you, and maybe doesn't understand how those moments aren't reflective of you off the field. Dan, Shep, Coach O'Neill all kind of stepped to the podium and made a point to speak to your character and, how that isn't reflective of who you are as a person. What does it mean to just have the coaching staff kind of stand up for you in that way while you're out?
It means a lot. I feel like I shot our team in the foot with what I did, and for them to have my back, I love them for that. And like I said, I go to war for them any day of the week. And yeah, that's gonna be like that until it's all over.
Jim said to expect an even more motivated Brian Branch on Sunday. From your own perspective, what should fans expect to see when you take the field on Sunday for the first time in the season?
Just a relentless effort and, just a relentless effort and aggression. Yeah.
When did you find out those guys were wearing their jerseys?
I saw the text Terrion put in the group chat, I think Friday. So when he said that, I was like, okay, man, they didn't have to do that, but I love them, man, and those are my brothers.
You eventually watched the game. Just what you thought of what Harp and Hallett were able to do stepping in for you and Curb?
All those guys, the whole secondary, honestly, they played together. They played better than how we played, to me, all year. So I was too eager to get back out.
Can you tell us just more about getting baptized? I mean, why that was important to you? And
honestly, I feel like I got just turn over a new relief. I feel like I need to be saved by God. Just going through a time like that, and just it's a new relief. So,
did the suspension prompt you to want to do that?
No, that's something I've been wanting to do, but it was perfect timing anyway.
And Mr. Preacher, was he the one that did it?
Yes.
Is he a preacher?
Yes,
Actually,
sir.
yes. Okay.
What day would it happen on again?
It's happening Wednesday.
It's happening Wednesday. Okay.
Last week.
No, this Wednesday.
Oh, it's happening.
Yes.
It's happening tomorrow. Okay.
I should have done that to Halloween, but.